Hello, in this video I'll show you the right way to use the mixer brush tool and how you can use it to retain skin textures in your photos every time you edit using frequency separation. And for this very demonstration I'll be using this image taken by Encourage Studios. So I'm just going to come and demonstrate for you how frequency separation is going to be working, and if at all you have the action, and how that action is going to be applying in the background. So in case you have the action, simply open the action and hit the play button, and it's going to stop at that point whereby you have to determine or input the amount of Gaussian blur radius, which is the most important case for retaining skin details in your images. So for this, how frequency separation works, you come to the background image and press Ctrl J, or you can use Command J, and you have to notice that I'm using a 16-bit image, so I'll be using 16-bit settings for this very kind of demonstration. Then usually we name this to color and name the upper layer to texture. After this, we turn off the color layer, and rather we select the color layer and we turn off the texture layer. Then we come to filter, blur, and come to Gaussian blur. So usually this is the most important step for retaining skin details in your images or in your photos every time you're trying to use frequency separation. So when you mess up on this step, even if you use the right mixer brush tool settings, you won't retain or have beautiful and natural results at the end of the day. So what you have to understand is, the closer the image, the higher the radius you have to use, and the far away the image is, the lesser the radius that you have to use. So this is a close image. It means I have to blur out the details that I'm seeing very close right here in this very image. So I'm just going to come to my radius. So the right way to do this is simply coming and click on an area that you feel has more skin textures in the image. Then click on that area and identify it. So the point here is move the radius slider and stop at that point whereby those textures or the details are just starting to get lost or disappear. So drag this slowly. So you have to stop at that point whereby the details or the textures are just starting to disappear. So about 12, that is when the details are just starting to disappear. So what you have to understand, the lesser the radius, the less details that you're going to be remaining with in this kind of image, and the higher the radius, the more details that you're going to be using or retaining in your final image. So you have to do this very, very carefully and manually move this slider. So for a full portrait, it means the details are going to be distant away from you, meaning you have to apply a very smooth radius of the Gaussian blur, and the closer the details are, the slightly higher the radius has to be. But the point here is simply identify that area that has more skin textures in the image and simply blur those details. So you have to stop at that point whereby those details are just starting to get lost or to disappear, and just come and click OK. The image is going to turn blurry if you don't have the action, but in case you have the action, it is going to create for you all these steps that I'm about to demonstrate for you. So we're just going to come to the texture layer and now turn it on. Come to image, come to apply image. So we are using a 16-bit image, so these are settings. Select the color layer, turn on the invert option, channel RGB. For the blending, select add, then simply for the scale it has to be 2, so type in 2, offset 0, click OK. Come and turn on or change the blend mode from normal to linear light to get back the image the way it was meant to be. So for those that have the action, it is going to create for you all these steps, but the most important step is the Gaussian blur step that I demonstrated for you. So press Command G to group these layers, open up the group and select the color layer. So after doing this, simply come and get the mixer brush tool. So just come to the brushes and get the mixer brush tool. So right now we are going to dive into the right settings and application for the mixer brush tool. So after selecting the mixer brush tool, simply come and make sure the hardness set to 0 and make sure the brush is clean. So just come and make sure you don't have any color right here and make sure it is transparent. Select clean brush. Then after that, make sure that we have two options here. The first one is load brush after each stroke. The second is clean brush after each stroke. So make sure you have selected clean brush after each stroke. We shall be using a weight of 9%, load of 75%, the mix of 90%, and the flow of 100%. Make sure sample all layers is not checked, because when you check this and you try to brush on the skin, you have commanded the brush to sample information from these two layers and paint information in the selected layer. That is why you're getting that black texture painted into the color layer, which you don't want. So make sure sample all layers is not turned on or is not checked. So after you have done that, the next step is going to be to apply the mixer brush tool to your image. So just come. So the trick I tend to use is turning off the texture layer so that I can only see colors. So to how to apply, you simply brush and blend colors that are looking alike in the image. So to brush right here, you mix the midtones alone. So to mix, simply click and brush, and in case the mixer brush tool is showing a plus icon, simply deactivate the caps lock key on the keyboard. So click and you blend a given color like that. And the other thing is you have to follow the shape of a given area like that. So for the forehead area, it is moving in this kind of direction, so you have to follow that direction. Mix those colors as you're seeing the shape on the subject's body. So I'm just going to blend like that. And where these colors are transitioning from one color to another, just simply get a very small brush and blend that area to create nice and even transitions between the skin color or skin tone. So mix the midtones alone, the highlights alone, and the shadows alone in the image. So I'm just going to do this. Reduce on the size. So the other thing that you have to do is always edit or retouch at a distance, because this is going to help or enable you identify every area that has uneven skin color transitions, and you're going to be able to blend them quite well. So you can see we have blended majority of the areas in the forehead area, but when you come and we turn on the texture layer, you can see a before, after. The textures in the skin are still natural enough, but we have been able to blend the transitions between the skin tones or skin color. So let's try it for the cheek area. You can see it is moving in this kind of up and down direction. So I'll just reduce on the size of the mixer brush tool and brush in this direction, because the cheek is moving in this kind of direction. So blend right there, blend that area, and blend this highlight in this area. Then beneath the eye, I'll just follow this direction like that. So you have to do this for the rest of the areas that have skin like that. And as you can see, by doing this, you're going to be retaining or making the subject have their natural body features, and you won't be able to lose out on them. So for the nose, just brush on this. So Command Z to undo. Follow this shape of the nose and also do it for this other side. So let me show you for the areas that I've been able to work on. This was the image before, after, before, and after. So after blending the transitions between the skin tones, you can now proceed and remove the skin imperfections or the blemishes. Come and select the texture layer, get the clone stamp tool, and for settings, make sure the hardness is set to 0, soft round brush is selected, The mode is set to normal, opacity at 100%, flow at 100%, align is checked, and the sample is set to current layer because we want to remove textures or blemishes that are part of the currently selected layer, which is our texture layer. So to remove those pimples and blemishes, we are basically going to come and zoom in. So make sure you zoom in this time around for the blemish removal process by using Ctrl+ on the keyboard, or you can use Command+. So to remove a pimple, for example this one, you make sure that the size of the clone stamp tool is slightly bigger than the pimple or the blemish that you want to remove. So to remove that pimple, simply come close to where the pimple is, and after resizing the clone stamp tool, make sure it is slightly bigger than the pimple or the blemish. So we want to copy clean skin from right near the pimple and paste it over the pimple to cover it. So hold down the Option key on the keyboard for Mac, alternate for Windows, Option and click on the clean area near the pimple. Then release the Option key on the keyboard and click once again over the pimple to cover it with clean skin, and in that way the pimple is going to be eliminated. So Option, Sample, and click, Option, Sample, and click. So this is how you can use the mixer brush tool to always retain natural and beautiful skin tones and textures for your photos. I hope you have learned a thing or two from this video. Ronnix from ronnixphotography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in 8 more videos on this channel. Don't forget, keep practicing, and as well keep creating.